Welcome everyone to our live watch along for this Australia Cup semi-final. Auckland FC, Heidelberg United. This is a big one. Obviously, it always is when it gets to this stage of the cup. But you've got a Heidelberg side who are high on confidence after a couple of huge cup set victories. Auckland FC, the reigning A-League men's premiers. This is a really fascinating game. And even though it's obviously an NPL side coming up against an A-League side, it feels pretty even at the moment. Feel free to throw your score predictions in the chat. G'day everyone in the live chat. Jump in, say g'day. How are you guys feeling about this game, which is going to kick off in a matter of minutes as the teams are walking out to the field as we speak. Here we go, lads. All right. So we've got the lineups here on the side of the screen here for our watch along for Heidelberg United. I did want to highlight a few of their former A-League players who are in the lineup. Yaron Souza, formerly of Central Coast Mariners. Ali, Collins, Lethley, and Fulton. Ben Collins was formerly of Western United. We've got Idara in there as well. Leslie Otis will be a name familiar to Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory fans. Sabit Nyor, currently on loan from Central Coast Mariners at Heidelberg United for this season. Yokokawa, Biseto, and Jouak as well. Bull Jouach leading the line there for Heidelberg United. This is a team who, again, this has been a really consistent lineup throughout this cup tournament for Heidelberg United. So they'll be high on confidence heading into this game that they can once again achieve the cup set. Great to see Adstar in the chat. Boston's here as well. G'day, Sam, who says, how's it going, Lockie? How's your day been? Sam, thanks for asking, Sam. Appreciate it, mate. It's been a good day. I've been enjoying the nice weather here on the central coast of New South Wales. Boston says, Lockie, tomorrow I'm going to Plume for the Mariners versus Wanderers. Just heard the RBB is going to turn up tomorrow. So it'll be a great, intense atmosphere, but a good game. I hope you enjoy, Boston. Yes, big game tomorrow in the New South Wales NPL competition. Mariners and Wanderers Academy sides in action at Plume Park tomorrow. So that'll be a good one. Hello, Yeet Master in the live chat. G'day. Thanks for jumping in here in the live chat. Auckland FC's lineup as well. Michael Wood in goals. Only one change to the starting lineup for Auckland FC. Cam Howson is out. Brimmer is into midfield, but we've got Elliot, Sakai, Hall, De Vries there. Brimmer and Gajagos in midfield. Rogerson and Francois in the wide positions. Guillermo Mai and Jesse Randall are leading the line for Auckland FC. So that is a strong lineup, and that's been the pattern for Auckland FC this competition. You know, we sometimes see it where the A-League sides really shake it up for the Australia Cup and play the youth. You know, they really rotate the squad and give an opportunity for some of the younger players who don't necessarily get that much game time in the A-League season. And a lot of teams have done that this cup tournament, and it hasn't really worked out for them. Auckland FC, even from the round of 32, a big win against Gold Coast Knights. Strong lineup in that game. Strong lineup to take on South Melbourne. And then last week, they defeated Sydney FC in the quarterfinals. That was our last live watch along this time last week. So here they are. 1 week after that win in penalties against one of the top teams, one of the top non-A-League sides in Australia right now in Heidelberg United. G'day, TJ Penno. Good to see you here, mate. Timmy's here as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed your Saturdays, wherever you're tuning in from. This game is about to get underway. The first of the two semi-finals. We will be doing a live watch-along for tomorrow's semi-final as well. Avondale FC hosting Newcastle Jets. Two really fascinating games. Let's get underway. Kick-off. Decent crowd building here at Heidelberg United's home stadium. Play is underway. And who will control the opening stages of this game? I'll tell you what, it should be Auckland FC. Heidelberg United, they've been so strong defensively and are so dangerous on the counter-attack, but they are happy to let the opposition, especially against these A-League sides in the Cup. Happy to let them, control a lot of the ball, and then hit them on the counter-attack. So I think we can expect a similar thing tonight. Support the live stream by hitting the like button. Really appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Timmy says they have a great record at home. Heidelberg United, yeah. I mean, not only obviously this Australia Cup run has been great for them, but in the NPL Victoria season, so dominant towards the top of the ladder. And Heidelberg United will be in the Australian Championship competition happening later this year. Sam here says, I'm supporting Auckland as I need them to win as it means we host the final pending we beat Avondale. I mean, yes, that is true, eh? That is true. I don't know if the whole, however, I don't know if the whole NPL hosting rule applies for the final. As far as I'm aware, like Football Australia, just they get to decide where the final's hosted. But having said that, you feel like if Heidelberg United or Avondale go through, you'd imagine they'd be hosting the final. Which would be obviously an incredible occasion for either of those clubs if either of them get through. But yeah, if Auckland go through, Newcastle will host, right? Because the New Zealand clubs don't host their games in the Cup. So that basically, if Auckland go through, that basically means that the Australia Cup final will be played in Newcastle. No date confirmed as of yet for the Australia Cup final, which is a bit rare, which is a bit unusual. Usually there is a date or a weekend penciled in. Usually it's early October, but I don't think we've got anything penciled in yet for the Australia Cup final. Heidelberg United look like they're playing their usual 4-2-3-1 formation. Yokokawa playing in behind Zhuach. For Auckland FC, it's somewhat of a, you could call it a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2-2, whatever you want. Dan Hall, Sakai. The two central defenders tonight for Auckland. Of course, no Nando Pinaka, still out with injury. Looks like those two central defenders for Auckland are just on opposite sides compared to what they were playing against Sydney. G'day, Hunter, who is dropping in the chat here to say that South Hobart have just qualified for the championship. Yes, I saw that. Huge for South Hobart, qualifying from Tasmania, obviously. South Hobart, of course, were in the Australia Cup final round of 32, losing to South Melbourne, but of course scored an incredible goal in that game. Timmy also highlights here saying that Newcastle were good. Mark is a very good captain, coach, head coach, yes. Mark Milligan, I assume you're talking about there, Timmy. Newcastle, I've been very impressed with. Put a video out on the channel today, my matchday vlog from the quarterfinal involving Newcastle Jets last week. I went up to Maitland last week to watch Newcastle Jets defeat Macarthur FC 3-9. Yeah, man. I mean, the Jets are looking good. That's what we can say. The Jets are looking good. This new era of Newcastle Jets under the leadership of Mark Milligan. Really impressive. Really, really impressive, hey? So, Heidelberg United looking to get on the front foot early on here after 4 minutes. Again, a decent little crowd building in the stadium. You can see that far grandstand, pretty packed out, pretty full. Looks like there's still plenty of people trickling into the stadium as well. What's the weather? Let's ask Siri what the weather is in Melbourne. Siri, what's the weather in Melbourne right now? 11 degrees. There you go. So a pretty cool night in Melbourne. At least I would consider that cool. I don't know about you guys. 11 degrees. Marcus asks, what happened to Clayton Taylor? G'day, Marcus. Good to see you here in the live chat. It's a great question. Clayton Taylor, an interesting situation. I mean, there was a lot of rumours early on in pre-season in regards to what was happening there with Clayton Taylor, and there were rumours that he was wanting out of the club. He wanted to depart the Jets. I believe he has another contract, right? Another year on his contract at Newcastle. In that celebration photo from the quarterfinal involving Newcastle Jets, like the whole team takes that big team photo with the banner thing. I did see Clayton Taylor in that photo, just in the the training jacket, because he obviously wasn't involved. But yeah, he hasn't been involved in the games. But I mean, having said that, we don't know. Clayton Taylor may be injured. It may just simply be that. Here comes Francis de Vries. Nice move. The cross is good. Francois in the box, but look at the defenders, man. And the shot comes in from Elliott. It's not too far away, but Auckland FC's first decent attack of the game. But Johan Souza not tested in goals. That was Auckland FC. I mean, Francis de Vries, best left back in the A-League right now, has been for the past season, of course. Got to be wary of him tonight, Heidelberg United. But you can see there, like, Auckland FC, they got in the box. But Heidelberg United had, 7-8 players just in the box there right in front of them. So, oh, here we go. And they are onside. Dwatch is in behind. Great chance. And Michael Wood, who stood up strong in the penalty shootout last week, had to get that one spot on, and he did. That was a great chance for Heidelberg. Bull Dwatch, the striker for Heidelberg United, almost away. And Heidelberg have won a free kick in a decent position as well. So, bright start to the game. Both sides looking to make a strong start to this match. Alrighty. Hunter says here that hoping for South Melbourne, South Hobart meet for another classic match in the championship. Still think about that South Hobart goal every now and then. It was, dude, that goal, one of the Kemp, right, for South Hobart, who scored that goal. Kemp, who scored that goal. That was one of the greatest Australia Cup goals we've ever seen. Here comes his free kick for Heidelberg. Dan Hall heads away. Not the most convincing clearance. Substitutions will recycle it. Substitutions on loan from Central Coast Mariners. Signed around about this time last year at Mariners. Featured in a number of A-League games and Asian Champions League games for the Central Coast Mariners back in January earlier this year. Was sent back to Heidelberg United on loan. That loan's set to expire at the end of this calendar year, so the expectation is that Substitutions will return to Central Coast Mariners, but we'll see what happens. It'd be a great boost for the Mariners. Substitutions returning on loan from his loan. Of course, Mariners very short on players at the moment. They've been very quiet in the transfer window, unfortunately. 8 minutes in, 0-0, but this game has started nicely. Heidelberg United certainly looking up for the challenge. Trying to find a way forward early on and not necessarily backing off, not sitting back too deep. Pretty eager to get on the ball. Pretty eager to take the game to Auckland FC. Love to see it. They've got it in a good area of the pitch as well, Heidelberg. They are pinning Auckland FC back here at the moment. It's just incredible, the score lines that we've seen from Heidelberg United in these final rounds of the Australia Cup. First of all, they haven't conceded a goal in the final rounds of the Cup, going back to that win against Western Bears, and then, of course, the wins against Wanderers and Phoenix. But with those two cup set victories against the A-League sides, the thing that really stands out is Substitutions shot on target from outside the box. Michael Wood, comfortable save in the end, but that was Heidelberg's first shot on target after 9 minutes. But the thing with those cup set victories for Heidelberg United is, like, not only were they obviously cup set victories, and that's huge, but it wasn't just like a sneaky win with a last minute goal. You know, there wasn't just like a one goal in it or a penalty shootout. You know, it was 3-0 against Western Sydney Wanderers. It was 4-0 against Wellington Phoenix. They were convincing victories by big margins. So, yeah, this has been... I mean, we obviously think about as there's going to be the first yellow card of the game here. Leslie Otis picks up a yellow card relatively early on in the game. But yeah, thinking about this cup run for Heidelberg United, I mean, we think back to Sydney United 58 and how they made the final in 2022. I mean, Heidelberg United are now well and truly up there as one of the best, the top performances in an Australia Cup, mouthful, in an Australia Cup in the history of the competition in terms of NPL sides and their performances. So Francis de Vries, bit of a long-range free kick, but his deliveries are very dangerous. So keep an eye on the likes of Hiroki Sakai, Dan Hall in the box. In fact, it's going to be Francois with the delivery. Away by Collins. Love it. He's been superb, Ben Collins. Tell you what, if you're an A-League side looking for a defender. Oh, that's a good ball. Francis de Vries across the face of goal. But I think the flag was up. Offside. Boston, thank you for the very kind super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Says, I love your content. You are an absolute legend. You're a legend too, mate. Really appreciate that. Always great to see Boston tuning in. Sydney FC fan. Boston, of course. Has been watching the live streams for some time now, hey? A couple of years. G'day, Lucky TV show. How to watch the game. It is on Paramount Plus. In Australia, it is being broadcast on Paramount Plus. Which is a bit of a change for this year. Usually all the cup games are on 10 play, but they've been showing a bunch of the games. Not all of them, but a bunch of the games on Paramount Plus. But yeah, all the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and I assume the final two will be on Paramount Plus. I mean, we'll see. It'd be nice if they do show the Australia Cup final on free-to-air, but we'll see. We'll see. Blinkers is here. Welcome, Blinkers. Says, howdy, everyone. Thanks again to Boston for that very kind super chat a moment ago. Got another comment here saying that need Auckland and the Jets to win for a home grand final. That's right, Newcastle Jets. I mean, coming up against Auckland FC in a final, it's going to be tough, but if it does happen in the end. But wouldn't that be huge for Newcastle Jets? Obviously, we remember when Newcastle hosted the A-League Men's Grand Final in 2018. Feels like a long time ago now, and of course, Newcastle Jets hungry for success. And for silverware too, Newcastle Jets, you have to go all the way back to 2008, the last time they won a trophy, the A-League Men's Grand Final, where they defeated Central Coast Mariners at Sydney Football Stadium. So Newcastle Jets, there's a really exciting vibe around that club now as they go through this Australia Cup run. And obviously Jets are just going to be hoping that they can replicate this success in the A-League men's competition. So we'll see. Marley Francois lays it off for de Vries. Bit of space. You can't give him that space. Francis de Vries. I mean, in the end, the cross wasn't great, but dude, there has to be like Sabit and Yor, especially on that right-hand side for Heidelberg, has to make sure he's tracking back to just silence Francis de Vries, because if he gets that space on the left, you can't allow him time to deliver the ball. Probably the best crosser of a ball in the A-League men's competition, Francis de Vries. Just the whip and the curve he gets on it. Fantastic. That looked like a foul. Ref, not interested. Yeah, my mind was wiped out. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure there's a number of players in this Heidelberg side who are being eyed off by A-League clubs just with the performances they've put in. Oh, here they come. This is a great chance for Heidelberg. Oh, the ball across. Sakaya gets it away. And Auckland will come away with it. But that was a little bit too easy there for Heidelberg. They just sort of welched into the penalty area there for a moment, but Auckland deal with it. Boston also highlights that Mariners are now Boston's favourite team. Love to hear it, Boston. Obviously, Sydney and Mariners are big rivals, but love it. Blinkers highlights here in the chat saying that Auckland versus Jets in the final would assure Jets of Asian football. Can't actually remember when they qualified last. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head either. Hey, they would have played continental football before, of course, but it's been a long time for Newcastle Jets. So that's the other thing, Blinkers. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If Auckland win tonight, and if Newcastle Jets go through tomorrow, not only do they host the Australia Cup final, but they secure Asian football, the Asian Champions League 2 for next season. So that's huge, man. G'day, Eric. Yes, indeed. The other semi-final is on tomorrow. Avondale FC hosting Newcastle Jets. We will be live for that game as well. So join us tomorrow, Arvo, for that other semi-final. Should be a good one as well. It could be a high-scoring game. Two teams who have been scoring plenty of goals in this Australia Cup run. And a tricky one to pick as well. You heard him on my long-range shots. Doesn't quite get the contact that he was hoping for there. Marcus here on the live chat says Sydney FC reportedly set to sign Piero Quispe. Thoughts? Yes, I have seen this. Shout out to OzFoot HQ for sharing this online. Some reports coming out that Piero Quispe, attacking midfielder, right, set to join Sydney FC. Attacking midfielder or just a forward, I believe. Don't know too much about him, but I believe I saw he was, 24 or something like that? Years of age, 24, 23, something like that. Fascinating signing. Sydney FC, the recruitment is usually pretty good. So if they're looking at this player here, who is relatively young there, 23, 24, I am fascinated by it. Could be a good move, hey? That's right, Boston, who says, I'm watching the League One. Yes, that's right. The Mariners are in action right now. The women's Academy first grade side in the semi-final against St Raiders in the League One, New South Wales. Yes. Thanks for reminding me to check the score in that game too. Corner here, though, for Auckland FC. Francis de Vries. Deep corner. Headed away. Comes back in. Lethling with the clearance. Back with De Vries. Auckland still on the front foot here. Rogerson, that's a good ball. Nicely cleared by Yokokawa. They defend as a block, as a unit to Heidelberg United. From the front. Everyone involved. No one has been able to break them down in the final rounds of the Australia Cup. As of yet. Will they be broken tonight? Timmy highlights that Auckland have had 70% possession. There we go. Which isn't particularly surprising. I think that's what we expected. Appreciate you guys joining us for tonight's Saturday night live watch along. We're going to be doing a bunch of these throughout the A-League season as well. So stay subscribed if you're enjoying the watch alongs, man. Appreciate you guys joining us. Here at Oswald Football, we're all about creating a community for football fans in Australia to discuss and enjoy football in Australia. Hiroki Sakai just down hurt here after a little tangle with Sabit Nyor. Two very physical players. Good challenge there by Sakai. Dude, that replay. I tell you what, that second replay from the reverse angle. He just copped the knee there, did Sakai. Hopefully he's okay. Completely accidental, of course. Timmy does say here that yet Heidelberg look more threatening so far. Yeah, I mean, a couple good moments already for Heidelberg. Sabit Nyor with that shot on target from outside the box, and they did almost sneak in once again a moment ago. But this has been a good start for the game. Good start to the game. Both teams pretty keen to get on the attack. Yeah. G'day, Daly, who says, I want Heidelberg to win for the cup set. Could we get another cup set? I mean, we've had so many. It feels like we've had so many. Well, we have. We have had a bunch. Obviously, Heidelberg United as Ben Collins heads wide from the corner. Good chance there again for Heidelberg. Yeah, we've obviously had Heidelberg with their two cup sets already against Wanderers and Phoenix. We had, Apia Leichhardt defeating Melbourne City in the round of 32, but that was a bit of a weird one because Melbourne City just fielded so many young and inexperienced first-team players. And of course, we had Olympic Kingsway defeating Melbourne Victory. That was huge. What a game that was. Remember, we did a live watch along for that game as well a while back in the round of 32. So, there's been plenty of cup sets. There's been plenty of cup sets. It's been a really enjoyable Australia Cup campaign. It's had plenty of drama. The storylines have been great. And I appreciate you guys watching our predictions and recap videos throughout this cup run. Auckland FC have earned themselves a corner again here. 20 minutes have ticked by. It's 0-0. It's a good game so far. Jesse Randall has already grabbed a few goals in the Australia Cup this year. Young forward for Auckland FC, who starting once again tonight, looking to play a big role this coming A-League season, Jesse Randall. Here comes the corner for Auckland FC. Francis de Vries, of course, is going to send in the in-swinger. Delivery's good. Guess who's there? Guess who's there? My man Benjamin Collins, former Western United defender, heads it away, wearing the captain's armband. I mean, it's crazy. Looking at Ben Collins's performances in this Australia Cup run, it's crazy to think that Western United let him go a few years back. It wasn't necessarily starting there. He was coming off the bench here and there for Western United a few seasons back, but he's been top, man. Great chance here now for Heidelberg on the counter. And the cross from Bissetto straight into the hands of Mike Wood. Hunter says Heidelberg, in their Australia Cup games, have never had the most possession in a game. Closest was 49% against Western Bears. There you go. Is that right, Hunter? I mean, of course, against the A-League sides, when they didn't have much possession. They had to do a lot of defending. Timmy says Heidelberg have high-level defensive structures. Some big players on the bench for both teams, but Auckland FC, we did see a debut last week for Sam Cosgrove. Very tall English striker, scored in the penalty shootout last week. Keep an eye on him in the second half, possibly, for Auckland. They also have Lockie Brook on the bench. Very classy player, Lockie Brook, winger, left-footed winger. Can play on either flank, and he scored the goal for Auckland FC last week in the quarterfinals, so he could make an impact as well. So that's the thing. If this game isn't necessarily going to plan for Auckland FC, they have the options on the bench to shake things up. This game has been like pretty end to end. Like it's not in an incredibly fast pace, but both teams have had opportunities in the final third. Substitutions cutting inside, looking for an option, forced backwards. Heidelberg United really stretching the pitch now. Auckland FC's defensive structures being tested at the moment. As we know, one of the best defences in the A-League last season, second best defensive record, only behind eventual champions Melbourne City. But Auckland FC's defence, stubborn defence, helped them win the A-League Men's Premiership last season in their inaugural campaign. Jake Brimmer starting tonight. The one change for Auckland FC's lineup ahead of Cam Howison. Very valuable player to bring into the lineup. Recently earned a call-up from Malta as well. His first call-up from Malta. So congrats to Jakey Brimmer for earning that call-up. Of course, former Johnny Warren medal winner a couple of years ago. Ooh, Sakai. Now, this is interesting. Sakai. Now, this could be red, is it? No, it's yellow. Wow, that's a big moment. Hiroki Sakai fouling Juach. The call is yellow card. I mean, I'm not sure why Hiroki Sakai is complaining there. It's a clear foul. It's an obvious foul. I mean, Sakai was holding back Juach there with two hands. So it's absolutely a foul. For a second, I was worried for Hiroki because I thought maybe he was the last man, but Dan Hall might have been saving him there. But there we go. I appreciate that, Goat Northern, for your subscription. Thank you very much. Marcus says, I think we're going to penalties again. Free kick here for Heidelberg. Swung in, and their header, not really productive. Goal kick. So, I sort of want to see a replay of that little incident there. I mean, Juach was almost clean away, throwing goal. And it could have been a red card there, but not sure if Sakai was the last player there. Michael Wood starting in goals again tonight, of course. As we know, Auckland FC have signed two goalkeepers in this transfer window, Scott Morris, as well as Ollie Sale, former Wellington Phoenix goalkeeper. Ollie Sale, not part of the matchday squad. And Michael Wood starting again tonight. You just wonder which of those two keepers. I think you're looking at Ollie Sale and Michael Wood. Between those two players, who will start? It feels like Michael Wood, based on his form in the Australia Cup. I think he will get the start round one in the A-League. DeVries down the left. Francois crossing. Great chance. And you heard my mate. Top striker. Uruguayan striker arriving in the A-League last year with Auckland. Scored a bunch of goals. Couldn't direct that one on target. But Auckland FC's attacks, man, looking dangerous. Certainly favouring that left-hand side at the moment, it seems. Boston asks a question here. Do you know if there's any updates on West United? Like if the club will officially pass away, or is it... Yeah, man, it's a sad situation, isn't it? Or if it manages to stay alive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything that you guys wouldn't know. Obviously, there's been a lot of news and announcements and stuff in the past week, and there was a sense from everyone that it was done, that it was over. Western United shared an update late last night. I say late, but it was like 7 o'clock or something last night. There was an update from Western United last night saying that I can't even remember what they said. I feel like we're losing track of everything that's going on, delaying things and all this stuff. But from that last announcement from West United last night, it sounded like things were still, it wasn't quite done yet. They haven't ended yet. They're still fighting. So to me, I just take it as the fact that they're still fighting. They're still fighting. They're still pushing for survival. And we just have to wait and see. We have to just have to wait and see until it is completely done. Yeah. The thing is, though, with the Western United situation, is like, imagine if they do come through from this. Imagine if they do actually survive. Wouldn't that be huge for Western United and for that club? The resilience that they would build from this situation if they do hopefully survive. I hope they do. I think a lot of us hope, of course, Western United survive. Imagine if they overcome this and come back even stronger. There's going to be a huge for that club, man, to overcome this challenge. So yeah, it's obviously a really tough situation at Western United, and it's certainly looking quite worrying. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. TJ Penno asks, is Bruno coming to Gosford? As in Bruno Fernandes? Hey, man. I mean, wasn't there some quote from Bruno Fernandes about, because obviously he knows one matter, and, maybe Bruno Fernandes could play in the A-League one day, but maybe he'd be open to it. Maybe one day. Hey, I'd take Bruno at the Mariners. Goat Northern says, you're the only Australian soccer YouTuber. You deserve better. I appreciate that, Goat Northern. I'm not the only one. There are a bunch of people doing great content on YouTube here in the Australian football space. There's heaps. Check out Roundball Australia, Suited and Booted podcasts. There's heaps I'm forgetting right now, but there's a bunch. Here comes Auckland down the right. Good challenge there. It was Fulton coming in with a tackle, but it is going to be a corner. Half an hour played in this semi-final. It's 0-0, folks. That's the thing, though. In Australia, obviously, we know like some of the other codes get more attention on mainstream media, so it's up to us fans, man, to create the coverage, to create the noise. So that's what we're trying to do here as well. As De Vries, his cross following the corner isn't great, a bit too low. So far, after half an hour, Heidelberg United looking very strong defensively, continuing their strong defensive forms in this cup, in this Australia Cup tournament so far. Really appreciate that, Adstar, who says, hey guys, click on the like button. The more likes, the more YouTube will promote the stream. Appreciate that, Adstar. Yeah, thanks for anyone who's clicked the like button. Boston, thank you for that update. Updating me in regards to the League One women's semi-final. That's New South Wales. There's lots of big games going on at the moment. Appreciate you reminding me to check that out. Look at Rogerson committing the foul there on Fulton. Okay. Sabinho, middle of the pitch. Losing possession. Yehomo Mai picks it up now. Here's a chance. Mai out to the left for Francois. Auckland coming forward. Francois cutting in on his favourite right boot. The shot. Oh, it's a funny bounce. Now what happened there? It's cleared away, but it looked like it was going to be a comfortable save for Yaron Souza. The ball took a wicked bounce. Oh, that's a terrible bounce. That's a crazy bounce. And Yaron Souza just getting up. Oh, dude, that bounce is crazy. Oh, Yaron Souza just like quizzically looking down at the turf as in like, what just happened there? The ball just dipped up, like doubled its height on that next bounce. Yaron Souza with the reflexes to get the shoulder up for that. Had to pop and lock it. Country Rocket. Yaron Souza, former Central Coast Mariners goalkeeper, who's been fantastic in this Australia Cup run. Long balling for Auckland, who are maintaining this attack, sustaining the forward momentum. Randall in the box. The cross. Doesn't find a teammate. Comes out to Gajegos, the Chilean midfielder. De Vries from left back is up there as well. Randall. Oh, Jesse Randall. Just not on the same wavelength there with De Vries, and he passes it out of play. So, still 0-0. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. This game is simmering nicely. Auckland FC starting to control things. Marcus says 30 minutes done. Gone quick. Yeah, it has gone quick. Yeah, it has. No worries, Boston. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goat asks, Hales watch football. Who are you rooting for? Be honest. I mean, I'm backing. I'm rooting for Heidelberg. It would be awesome to see them go all the way to the Australia Cup final. That would be great. So yeah, if I had, if I was rooting for anyone, I would say Heidelberg because we love a cup set. We love a cup set. Look at the crowd, man. Crowd's looking very strong. That far grandstand across from where the broadcast's happening, that far grandstand, pretty full, packed with fans on a pretty cool night, pretty chilly night in Melbourne. This ball over the top for Juach, and Hiroki Sakai has to be wary. He's on a yellow card. I mean, that's the worrying thing now for Hiroki Sakai, playing at centre back tonight, left centre back. And he may well be playing centre back for the start of the early campaign. Nando Pinacker out with injury and reportedly set to miss the start of the A-League season with that injury. So Hiroki Sakai could see himself playing at centre back for some time, which he is more than capable of doing. He did it a bunch of times last A-League season. That's right, Adstar, supporting the underdog. Hey, Boston, yeah, feel free to, you can tell me who wins in that semi-final. Obviously, I'm not watching it right now, but yeah, feel free to keep us updated. I'll be checking it out afterwards as well. It has been a great game, Timmy. Yes, up to this point, it's been very enjoyable. Two teams who are playing at a really good level. Still, both teams can still go up to another year, of course. Francois on the left. That's a great challenge. Ali on the right side for Heidelberg. The ball falls to Randall. His shot goes wide. Goal kick. Hunter says, packed for Heidelberg. Hopefully these numbers come when they're in the championship and a fully fledged home and away season can come about. Spot on, Hunter. We're all obviously very excited for the Australian Championship to get underway later this year. In October, of course. We've got the fixtures for that, and the teams have now been finalised, I believe. Hey? So that should be some fun. Australian Championship kicking off in October. Heidelberg United will be there, as well as Avondale FC. Two Australia Cup semi-finalists will be in the Australian Championship, the second-tier competition in Australian football. Sabit doesn't win the throw. Goat Northern says, if Auckland score even one goal, it's all over due to Heidelberg United won't have the confidence for the attack to get the equaliser, says Goat Northern. I mean, whoever scores the first goal, it is a huge, huge goal, I think, because I think whoever scores first may well go on to win it. But I'll tell you what, Heidelberg United, a big semi-final, big crowd. I think even if they go down, I think there's still a chance. But yeah, with this kind of game, which is probably going to be low scoring, it feels like whoever opens the scoring is going to be monumental. G'day, random edits. Do a Central Coast Mariners career mode. Yeah, man, we did one. I think it was probably this time last year, didn't we? Hey, we might have to bring him back. Ooh, down the right side, flag stays down on Rogerson. Looking for some teammates. Dribbling inside. There's Gajagos. Nice little pass. Cleared away though. 5 minutes to go in regular time in this first half. Will we see the deadlock broken before the halftime break. Stick around at halftime. We'll be discussing all things Australian football, not just the Australia Cup, but obviously all the latest in regards to transfer news, A-League news, and of course Socceroos as well. We've got the Socceroos squad that was revealed yesterday. We did a live stream reacting and discussing that squad. As Guillermo Mai, edge of the box. Here we go. The shots. A little bit tame, but there's Francois. Surely. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Marley Francois hits the woodwork. Cross comes back in. Away by Lethlean. And away again. Auckland FC work it backwards, but Marley Francois had beaten Johan Souza there, but the crossbar coming to the rescue for Heidelberg United. But Auckland FC have been in control for probably the last 10 minutes now, and that is as close as they've come. They're starting to turn the screws before halftime here, the club from New Zealand. And there's that space for De Vries. I mean, we were hyping him up, early on in the game, Francis De Vries, but so far his crosses actually haven't been great, which is very unusual for Francis De Vries. Down the right, Rogerson, he crosses in. Oh, whoa, off the head of Mai. And Substitutions. It's a goal kick. Wow. Intense stuff there for a moment. Leo Senna missed the stream for Sydney Auckland because I went to the game. No worries, Leo. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. Hope you enjoyed the game. Obviously, being a Sydney FC fan yourself, you probably didn't enjoy it in the end, but it was certainly a dramatic game. But yes, we did enjoy doing a live watch along for that one last week as well. Yes. Hunter says De Vries has been playing like something's chained to his foot. Oh, yeah, his crosses just haven't been as accurate as they usually are for the left back. Ooh, Fulton getting down the left, and he's upended. I mean, will this be a card? Callan Elliott was with the foul, right? Yeah. That was a heavy challenge, Callan Elliott. Doesn't look like it's a booking for Callan Elliott, but he did wipe out Fulton, who was breaking down that left wing. We've got the lineups here on the sides of our watch along tonight. Heidelberg United playing pretty much a 4-2-3-1. Standing over the ball is their attacking midfielder, Yokokawa. Yes, Marcus, I was stoked to see Ballard in the squad. Here comes a free kick for Heidelberg, and Michael Wood will claim it comfortably. And throws it out for Randall. Here comes Auckland on the counter-attack. Jesse Randall's first touch wasn't great. But yes, Marcus, I was very happy as a Mariners fan to see Max Ballard in the squad. Finally. Well, he's been there before, but he hasn't made his debut yet. So Max Ballard, hopefully he gets his chance in a couple weeks' time against New Zealand. Is Johan Souza at Heidelberg now, asks Random Edits? Yes, indeed. Johan Souza is at Heidelberg United. He's been there for some time now, and he's doing a fantastic job, as Jesse Randall has it on the edge of the box. Muscled off it by Lethlean, just too strong. Leo Senna asks, do you think Douglas Costa will return to Sydney, or are you just not sure? Do I think he will? I hope he does. I think we all hope that Douglas Costa will. But the worrying thing is that this just seems to be going on and on and on. And every week that it goes on that Douglas Costa isn't in the country, it gets a bit worrying. It gets a bit worrying. So we're about to enter September, which is where preseason really starts to heat up for A-League teams. Douglas Costa, according to the reports, still isn't here. So we'll see. We'll see. Substitutions driving down the right, edge of the box. Back for Ali. There it is for Lesiotis, who has scored. He scored against Western Sydney Wanderers, but that shot was wide. Another impressive player in this Australia Cup run Anthony Lesiotis. Random Edit says Ballard and Nizzy should have both been in it rather than Popper's victory mates. Look, Josh Nisbet, I'm sure he'll still be in the Socceroos mix going forward. I don't mind the midfielders that he's picked, but yeah, as we know, Josh Nisbet is certainly would be a great addition to the Socceroos, and hopefully with a good season in the Netherlands, he does see him return to the Australia setup. I don't think, from memory, I don't think Tony Popovic has selected Josh Nisbet yet, has he? For a Socceroos squad. Pretty sure Josh Nisbet was in that final Graham Arnold squad almost a year ago. So yeah. Random edit says Irankunda has been showing excellent form for Watford. Yeah, and it's great to see him just starting. Like he's been starting a few games for Watford. And of course, last week scored that lovely free kick goal. First goal for Watford. That was awesome to see. So that was a big moment for Nestor Irankunda, who is returning to the Socceroos squad. The 2 minutes of out of time about to expire. Stick around at halftime. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Might have a little bit more of a discussion on that Socceroos squad. It was named yesterday. Oh, Jesse Randall's picked it up here. Auckland with an attack at the end of the half here. Jesse Randall trying to cut inside. Gajagos keeps the attack alive, but Heidelberg United have numbers back. It's been a really tight tussle, a competitive half, a physical half as well. Look at this. Jake Brimmer challenging. This game is the second half is really set up nicely. Both teams pretty evenly matched. I mean, Auckland FC would, I'd imagine, have had more possession and maybe more shots, but Heidelberg United are in this as well, man. It is half time and it is 0-0, folks. What have you made of the game so far? Let us know your thoughts. Who's looking the more likely to come through in the end? Australia Cup semi-final, Heidelberg United 0, Auckland FC 0 at half-time. And of course, not only do we have the second half on the way, but if it's still a draw, we will have extra time. And then after that, if it's still level, we will have a penalty shootout. All right, we've got a lot of great questions and comments in the live chat tonight. Really appreciate you guys joining us for tonight's live stream. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending in a super chat. We've got Leo Senna here saying that, in my opinion, Marcel Tisserand is Sydney's best signing so far this window. He seems great considering he's played against Ronaldo. Great signing. And I'd probably agree with you there. He probably is Sydney's best signing. Because if you had to pick out one position that Sydney FC needed to recruit in, it was probably at centre-back. So they've brought in Marcel Tisserand, a guy who has great experiences, some of the top leagues across Europe. So it does look like a really good move. Really, really good move for Sydney FC. An experienced defender there, and I think they needed to bring in someone experienced. The backline is, aside from the two Grants, Alex and Ryan Grant, the backline for Sydney FC is pretty youthful. Yeah. Adstar says, I thought it would be a tie match, and that's what we've got so far. Isn't that right, Adstar? It has been very tight so far. I think we were expecting a pretty close and low-scoring game. Boston, no worries. Thank you for that score update in the League One Women's game there. Appreciate that, Boston. I did see that siphoning. Yes, South Melbourne's OFC Pro League license. Yes, I did see that. They are one of the teams who have been named to feature in the OFC Pro League alongside Auckland FC, but in dramatic fashion, not Wellington Phoenix. Good question from Northern. If Heidelberg United were in the A-League, where would they place? Great question. And of course, I'm just basing it off the last A-League season. Of course, we don't know what this next A-League season is going to look like. It's always so different. It always changes. It's always so hard to predict. But based off last A-League season, this Heidelberg United team, I think they would push finals. I could see, yeah. I mean, the Heidelberg United, the way they're playing, better than Perth Glory, better than Brisbane Roar from last season, easily. I mean, so many teams in Australia were better than those two teams last year. It's probably to be fair, I know it's bad for me saying as a Mariners fan, but the way Heidelberg United are playing right now, they probably would finish ahead of Wellington and Mariners in the A-League last year. So, look, I'm not going to go ahead and say they're pushing right into the top 6, but they would challenge. You know, they got. I mean, as Star here says, mid-table A-League. Yeah, like they'd be pushing mid-table. They'd be avoiding the Australia Cup playoff spots. Let's say that, the bottom 4. They would avoid the bottom 4. Timmy says reckons they'll be 7th. TJ Penner says 4th. There's no doubt they've been very, very good, hey? Very, very good. Hunter says Heidelberg United, if they want to keep 3 Melbourne sides in the A-League, would be a good side to join in. Yeah, well, yeah, based off what we're seeing from them on the pitch, yeah, they maybe might not look out of place in the A-League. They've been very, very good. Half time at the moment, 0-0. Second half on the way. G'day, Neo Rails here in the live chat. What does the winner of the Australia Cup get? They obviously are crowned winners of the Australia Cup for that year, but they also earn qualification to the Asian Champions League 2. So no, they do not get in the A-League, but they do qualify for Asia, Asian Champions League 2. If that team is from Australia, of course, the New Zealand teams cannot play in the Asian Champions League competition. So, yeah. So that's the incredible thing. We've got Heidelberg United and Avondale alive in the semi-finals. NPL Victoria teams could possibly be playing in the Asian Champions League 2 next year. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be cool? MacArthur FC, winners of the Cup last year. They're in the Asian Champions League 2 this year. Their campaign's getting underway next month. Yeah. G'day, Aliens. Welcome. Says, g'day, Lockie. It's been a while since I have tuned into one of your streams. Excuse me. How have you been? I've been good, Alligators. Thanks for jumping in, man, and saying g'day. Appreciate it. Sketchy Films in the live chat says, currently at the game. It's very cold, but Auckland for the win. Sketchy Films. Love to hear it. Thanks for jumping in the live chat to report in live for the game. How's the atmosphere, Sketchy, if you can hear us? How's the vibe? The crowd looks pretty strong. Really good crowd in attendance for the semi-final tonight. Goat Northern says, NPL Victoria is the best NPL by far. Do you agree? I mean, based off what we've seen in the Australia Cup, you'd probably say yes, hey. Very good. The broadcast is showing the stats right now. 3 shots for Heidelberg, 8 for Auckland, but both sides just with 1 shot on target each. Possession is favouring Auckland, 59% possession, the way of Auckland FC. So Auckland certainly with a few more shots there and a little bit more possession. Aside from that, it's been pretty even. Yellow card either way as well. Desiotis and Sakai with yellows. Yeah. Neo, it's a good question. What happens if Auckland or Wellington wins? Does the runner-up get the AFC? I believe so. I don't know if that's like fully confirmed, but that should be what happens, yeah. Because that happened in the A-League. That, of course, happened in the A-League last season, where Auckland FC finished top in the A-League, and the team who finishes first in the A-League, who wins the premiership in the A-League, and that means you're finishing first at the end of the regular season, that team qualifies for the Asian Champions League Elite, and Auckland can't play in the Asian Champions League. So that fell to second place to Melbourne City. Of course, City won the Asian Champions League. Sorry, they won the A-League Grand Final in the end as well. Timmy and TJ Penno saying that they had snow in New South Wales. Is that right? Wow. Wild. So it's been a big week for Australian football. A lot going on. Good things and bad things, of course, as there always is. Socceroos squad announced yesterday. How are we feeling about the Socceroos squad? Are you happy with it? I know I am. I'm happy with it, dude. This feels like the energy around this Socceroos squad has been very positive. The reaction to it has been very positive. It's just exciting just seeing the talented young players who have been included in the squad. We're talking about Nicholas Milanovic, Noah Botic, Adrian Segicic, Nestor Nkunda returns as well. And even someone like Anthony Calick, who I think is 27 years old now. He's earned his first call up. So really, really excited about what the Socceroos are going to show us over the next couple of weeks in those friendly games against New Zealand. Ailey Geddes says, I can't wait for Sega to play. Yeah. Seeing Segicic for the Socceroos, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up and scores on debut, honestly. Yeah. Christina, welcome to the live chat, says, yeah, more young players called up. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I imagine this is probably the average age of this Socceroos squad is probably the youngest that Tony Popovic has named so far. I'm just guessing. I mean, the fact that you haven't got the more experienced players in there like Mitch Duke or Brandon Borrello or Adam Taggart, haven't got those experienced guys there. It's a younger squad, isn't it? Yeah. Sammy Silvera returns as well. Hunter says, very happy with the amount of youth. And it's the perfect time to experiment with players with 4 or 5 windows before the World Cup. Yeah, and it has to happen now. But at the same time, we want to be really locking down our strongest 11 and getting that 11 gelling, while also giving opportunities for these younger guys coming through. Giving an opportunity for someone like an Anthony Caceres to really flourish. Sorry, did I say Anthony Caceres? I mean Adrian Segicic. I mean, Anthony Caceres, he'd be a good addition to the Socceroos, of course, as well, but he, of course, has missed out. And as I say that, Ali Geddes there commented saying, did Caceres get dropped from the Socceroos? Yes, indeed. Despite having some good performances for Macarthur FC in the Australia Cup, Caceres did miss out on the Socceroos squad. Adstar says, Irvine missing, experienced player. Yep, still out with injury. Hasn't featured for St. Pally yet. Neo, interesting question. Do you know if the A-League will have any UI changes or logo changes next season? I don't know personally. I wouldn't think so. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We all remember when the A-Leagues changed their logo a few years back. A lot of mixed opinions on that one, I think. So I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see, though, hey? We'll see. Hopefully, in the coming weeks, we see a bit of a marketing push from the APL, as the A-League season is only, just over a month and a half away. Alien, it's a big question. How far do you think the Socceroos will go in the World Cup? With the talent that we have right now, we should be hopeful that we can get out of the group stage again. We should be hopeful that we can get out of the group stage. Obviously, it all depends on who we come up against. But you know what the thing is? There's a really exciting generation of players who are really, really good and play without fear. And that's what you need in a World Cup. You need to play without fear. You need to play it. You could be coming again. Look at the last World Cup, coming up against Argentina, the eventual champions, coming up against Lionel Messi. You just have to go out there and play without fear. And the Socceroos did that in that game. Obviously, still lost in the end. But as long as we put in some admirable performances that we can be proud of as a nation. But I'm hopeful that the talent that we have, I think we can get out of the group, and whether we can win our first knockout game, I mean, that would be huge. But again, it's all about who you come up against. The draw is such a big deal. As we know, they announced last week, I think, that the World Cup draw is happening in December this year. So that'll be a big one. That's right. Adstar says depends on the World Cup group we get in. Until we know, we cannot say how well we should go. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like we could get a really tough group, and that sort of changes our view of things. Yeah. Marcus says my ideal 11 for the World Cup 2026: Ryan, Suter, Chikati, Burgess, Boss, Miller. I like that. Yeah, defensive line, goalkeeper sounds good. Irvine and O'Neill, Irinkunda, Segacic, Yankee. Marcus, I mean that's really spot on. I would probably go for that identical backline there. I think Suter, hopefully he returns from injury all right. Chikati, Burgess, Boston, Miller in the wing back positions, and I would go for Ryan in goals as well. Yeah, Irvine, O'Neill in midfield, Irinkunda, Segacic. Yeah, I mean Cassini Yangi's an interesting one. He's missed out on the Socceroos squad despite being fit and playing for Aberdeen. So I feel like someone like Mohamed Toure actually might step up and be that starting striker. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. The second half in this Australia Cup semi-final is going to get underway in just a moment. Are we ready? Tate Burns here. Welcome, Tate. Says, go NPL. Go NPL, all the NPL team. I saw something, I think it was Olympic Kingsway from Western Australia, shared something online today. I think it was on X. Throwing their support behind Heidelberg United as a fellow NPL team. So yeah, there's a lot of people barracking for Heidelberg United tonight in this semi-final. Great question from Bailey Gedditz. If you could bring one retired Socceroo to come back for the World Cup, who would it be? Now, when you ask that question, Bailey Gedditz, do you mean like retired as in like could I say Tim Cahill? Like, obviously he's not coming back, but, to play for the Socceroos. But, because in that case, I would say Tim Cahill. Or are we talking more realistic? Like, I don't know, an Aaron Moy. What's Aaron Moy up to these days? Tim Cahill is the GOAT indeed, of course. Says GOAT Northern, yeah. He is the GOAT. Alrighty. Both teams are out in the field for the second half in this Australia Cup semi-final. It is 0-0 between Heidelberg United and Auckland FC. TJ Penner says Viduka. I mean, there's so many players we could pick, hey? Of course. Adstar says, I don't think Toure has done enough, but our forward stocks have not been good since the days of Kuhl. Yeah, look, I mean, he's made a promising start for Randers. He's been involved in a couple goals already, but yeah, hopefully he has a big season, Mohamed Toure. Any retired legend? I'd probably go Tim Cahill, yeah. I probably would go Timmy. Here we go. The second half in this Australia Cup semi-finals underway. That first half was simmering nicely. Simmering nicely. And Auckland FC are looking to start brightly here. The ball's whipped in away by Leflian and on the front foot over here, Auckland. Mark Milligan was good, says TJ Penno. He was good for the Socceroos. Neo says, let's hope Jamie McLaren comes back to the Socceroos one year. I mean, yeah, Jamie McLaren, he's certainly out of the conversation, isn't he, in regards to, fans talking about him in the Socceroos. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Jamie McLaren over the next season. Who knows? If he can hit some hot goal-scoring form, maybe he could make a big return for Australia. It's been some time now since he was named in the Socceroos squad. Glancing across the pitch, doesn't look like there are any substitutions that have been made at halftime. Both teams sticking with the same 11. Auckland have got some dangerous players on the bench. Two players worth highlighting, two new signings as well. Sam Cosgrove, tall English striker. Lockie Brook, winger, who scored in the quarterfinal, also on the bench. Brimmer, long ball. Can't find a teammate though. So, Heidelberg United have been good defensively. The structure has been good, as has Auckland. But how long can Heidelberg United keep this Auckland FC attack out? If I tell you what, if I am Steve Corica, if I am Auckland's head coach Steve Corica, I am looking at Sam Cosgrove to come on and just really shake things up. Heidelberg's two central defenders, Collins and Lethman, have been pretty dominant physically. Guillermo Mai and Jesse Randall aren't big, tall strikers. Sam Cosgrove can play that physical role. He's a tall guy. And that will allow either, whether it is Mai or Randall, to maybe have a bit more freedom. Cosgrove can sort of be the distraction in a way. Here comes Auckland. Francis de Vries on the left. Oh, nice little pass for Mai. There's Randall. And it's a good save from Yaron Souza. But a little shake-up on the move there for Auckland FC. De Vries thought he was going to go for the signature cross. Went for that little disguised pass in for Guillermo Mai. And Jesse Randall's looking for that sneaky near post goal. Couldn't find it in the end. But it's a corner here for Auckland SC. And they love their in-swings. They love causing chaos in the box. They scored a number of set-piece goals last season in the A-League. Francois, right-footed in-swinger. Oh, Yaron Souza had to punch it away because that one was going straight in. Header comes back in. Yaron Souza plucks it out of the air. Dangerous there. Dangerous there as that corner almost went in from Francois. Great save, says Ailey Gedditz. Great save indeed. Ailey Gedditz also asks, where did all the One Mata ownership of Central Coast go? Well, it was reported, hey, there was some talk about it, but nothing, we haven't heard anything else. So it was a bit of a while ago now, that report. So who knows? Who knows what happened? Yeah, as a Mariners fan, we're hoping, myself, we're all us Mariners fans are all hoping that situation gets sorted out, that there can be some sort of financial support for the club so we can move forward and just sign some players. It's a tricky situation at the moment for the Mariners, isn't it? Oh, Juwach wins the ball. Here comes Heidelberg driving forward with numbers. Juwach, he went for the shot, which maybe wasn't the best option considering he had three teammates in support. Goat Northern says, I might play for Heidelberg United Youth. There we go. Dude, I hope you go on to play for Heidelberg United in the Australia Cup one day. There we go. Buljuwach is down here, showing us in the replay what happened. Oh, yeah. Wow. Ouch. Hopefully, Buljuwach is okay here. He's getting back to his feet as we speak now. But Jake Brimmer went to take that free kick, and the ball went straight into the face of Buljuwach, who's standing up now, which is good to see. That was a nasty one. Buljuwach is being treated by the medical team. Looks okay. Has been very good this season for Heidelberg United. Their star striker, the number 9, amongst the goals this campaign. And he will be very eager to get on the score sheet in the second half. So, you can see here Heidelberg United without the ball, setting up in that sort of 4-4-2 formation. Juach and Yokokawa, those two advanced players. Long ball for Elliott. Auckland FC, while they have had, 8+ shots already, probably 10 now in this game, they haven't been like committing all that many numbers forward. Hey, the attacks have been fairly conservative. Elliott swings one in. Well, it's earned Auckland a corner. It wasn't the best cross from Elliott, but Auckland FC have another corner, which is always a danger for the opposition. Leo Center 23 says Reece Yuli has been playing better than I expected. Yeah, he's been looking all right for Sydney FC. Been playing in a bit of a forward role for Sydney FC in the Australia Cup. Corner for Auckland. Francois goes short. Bremer. His pass is cut off. And Lesiotis. Great strength. Well done, Lesiotis. Gets the way for Zhuach. Yokokawa through the middle. Zhuach losing possession though. Good little chance there for the counter attack, but it broke down a bit too easily there. Hey. Go Northern, do you keep in touch with youth NPL? I can't say I follow all the youth NPL competitions, just the main NPL competitions. The first grade senior competitions. We will be live tomorrow, Arvo, as well. Join us for the second semi-final, Avondale FC, Newcastle Jets. Two teams who have scored a lot of goals in this Australia Cup run so far, so that should be a fun one. Could be a little bit different to this one. Cross comes in. Leflian's there with the header. He's been good tonight, Ryan Leflian at centre-back. Auckland FC have been on top so far in this second half. Can they make the breakthrough? Heidelberg United have not conceded a goal in the final rounds of the Australia Cup this year. They have not conceded a goal. Will it happen tonight? Auckland FC are really testing them. Francois is going to send it in again. He almost scored from the corner last time. Marley Francois. Oh, there it is for Hall, but he misses the header. The leap was great there. If he got contact, that could have been a goal easily. And Dan Hall, championship-winning defender with Central Coast Mariners, couldn't put it away. Championship-winning defender with the Mariners, treble-winning defender with the Mariners as well, Dan Hall. A man who knows how to win trophies with his team. Not the best goal kick there by Yaron Souza. But Ali's there to clean it up. Nice work there from Collins, who was under pressure. I tell you what, dude. It feels like Auckland FC again have been on top for the first 10 minutes of this second half. But the longer this game goes on at 0-0, the more it feels like it's swaying the way of Heidelberg United. I feel like they might go on to win it if it stays scoreless. If Auckland don't score, it almost feels like Heidelberg United are in a good position. Bisetto down the left. It's gone out to play for a throw. But Heidelberg United now finally with a chance here to attack. G'day Fusion, who asked, do you know the size of the crowd? I mean, it looks pretty strong. I'd say a few thousand. Heidelberg United trying to work their way through the box. Falls into the hands of Michael Wood. Hunter says it's still backing a 1-1 Heidelberg win on penalties. Could see it happening, yeah. I could see it happening. This feels like it's got penalty shootout. You know, it's got penalty shootout vibes, isn't it, so far, hey? Considering that both teams have been pretty evenly matched so far. Auckland FC, a little bit more dominant, but Heidelberg United matching them defensively up to this point. You can see, Auckland FC. It feels like they need to move the ball with a bit more speed. A bit when they get into a decent position, sometimes they slow things down a little bit too much. You could pick up the pace a little bit. It's just not quite working out for them as we get closer to the hour mark now. You just wonder if... I think Steve Corica... I don't know, honestly, I think if you're John Anastasiades, the head coach for Heidelberg United, I don't think you're that concerned about making any substitutions just yet. At least defensively, you look pretty strong. But if you're Steve Corica, Auckland FC head coach, I think you're looking at the bench and you're looking at Sam Cosgrove and Lockie Brook and even someone like, you could even bring in someone like Louis Verstraete who provides a bit more physicality in midfield. Not that they necessarily need that right now, but yeah. But again, just to highlight what I said a moment ago, I think Sam Cosgrove, you bring in a tall striker like that, I think that's the way to go. So I would bring him on ASAP, I think. Hunter says Heidelberg have 4 shots to Auckland's 12. There we go. Ailey says, I'm worried for Leo Senna because Ufotale sounds like he's doing a Max Burgess all over again with the Brazilian. Yeah, it's an interesting situation now for Leo Senna at Sydney FC, who has not been involved in their Australia Cup squads. Key play for them last year in the A-League, but not really involved at the moment, hey? Yeah, we'll see. If Auckland get 1 goal, Heidelberg United is cooked. I don't necessarily think so. It is a big... again, that first goal is huge, but I think Heidelberg United, with this crowd, with this home crowd tonight, I think they're still alive. I think they've shown us in this cup run that Heidelberg United, especially late on in games, they finished pretty strong. Their second halves have been strong, so I don't think they're cooked. We are about to tick past the hour mark. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along tonight. Australia Cup semi-final. Heidelberg United, Auckland FC. 0-0. 0-0. Where's the goals coming from? Will there be any goals, or will we have to wait for another hour or so until a penalty shootout? Maybe. De Vries down the left. Swings it in towards Rogerson. Headed away. Auckland recycle. Get it in the yellow bin. Recycling bins are yellow where I am. What colour are recycling bins where you guys are from? That's the question of the day. All right. Jake Brimmer on the ball. Can't find a forward pass. Dude, Heidelberg's defensive structure is just unbeatable right now. So Mai has to have a shot from long range, and Yaron Souza was diving. That shot was not far away. And Mai, who scored some fantastic long-range goals in the A-League last season, well, that wasn't far away. He was a solid 25 metres out there. Recycling bins are... Northern says yellow. Adstar says yellow. There we go. Maybe they're all yellow. Alligator says green. Isn't that confusing? The green bin... I thought the green bin's usually for, plants and stuff. For grass, green stuff. Anyway, we love the random non-football questions sometimes. Ooh, that's a poor giveaway of possession by Lethlean. And you can see on the sidelines, John Anastasiades not happy with that one. And free kick for Auckland. We have passed an hour of football. 0-0. Green is for plant waste. That's right, yes. Alligators meant yellow, yes, right? Maybe it is yellow for everyone then, yeah. Hunter says John Anastasiades should be getting an A-League job after the championship. If he doesn't want to stay in Heidelberg, was an assistant for West United 2019 to 2023. Yeah, dude, to tell you what, if you're an A-League side looking for a head coach, he's certainly He's certainly a fantastic option. Again, he got that experience as an assistant at Western, and what he's done with Heidelberg United recently is just incredible. So, yeah, man. I mean, there could be some head coaches under pressure early on this A-League season. I think you're looking at David Zrilic at Perth Glory. If Glory don't start the season strong, there'll be pressure on Zrilic, surely. Sydney FC, there'll probably be pressure on Zrilic if Sydney don't start strong. Who else might be under pressure? I mean, maybe Arthur Dillis at Victory. I know they got to the grand final last year, but Melbourne Victory obviously demand a lot from their team. So yeah, it could be a few clubs who may be looking at a new head coach in the somewhat near future. But yeah, John Anastasiades has been fantastic for Heidelberg. Love it. Goat Northern says, I have half screen to your screen and the game. Multitasking. That's what it's all about. Appreciate it, guys. Having the live watch along up as we're watching this game together. That's what we're doing. And it's always fun, man. Like, to watch a game with other people who are also watching it, to discuss it together live as it's happening. Fun stuff. Fun vibes. Here comes Auckland down the right. They've come forward on so many occasions, but haven't been able to make the breakthrough. But this is looking good. Elliott with a cross. But there's Fulton. Just time after time, they've got a player there to make the interception, to make the block. And this is a good run from Lesiotis. Very good run. Look at him driving through midfield, getting it out to Sabit Nyor, the low knee from Central Coast Mariners, cutting in on his left foot. Lesiotis edge of the box, swings it across for Yokokawa, who keeps it in. Cross is blocked. Still on the attack, though. Slowing it down. Back for Idara. Lesiotis. And all of a sudden, Heidelberg United have Auckland FC pinned back here for a moment. You're right there, Blinkus. Yeah, who says Chiefy at Knicks probably has to start well. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I think you look at both him and even Mark Jackson. Even as a Mariners fan, Mark Jackson will forever remember the treble-winning season, and Mark Jackson was huge, a huge part of that. But obviously, Mariners were very disappointing last season. Yeah. Hunter here says Mark Jackson and Chiefy could be under some pressure due to last season. Though there were other factors in those bad seasons with lots of players leaving Wellington and Mariners. Yeah, that's right too, yeah. That's certainly a factor for those two sides. Yeah. Well, here we go. The broadcast is cut to the sidelines, and there on the camera we see three players ready to go for Auckland FC from the bench. Louis Verstraete, Lockie Brook, Sam Cosgrove, the three players that we did talk about earlier as potentially featuring in this game. Wow, I mean, this could be a turning point for Auckland FC. Steve Corica wants to see more from his side, and he's preparing a triple change here, currently in conversations with assistant coach Danny Hay. Meanwhile, it's going to be a change for Heidelberg. Bisetto off, McGowan on. Bisetto, limited opportunities tonight on that left wing. McGowan comes on to replace him. So that's Heidelberg United's first change of the game on that left side. After 66 minutes, Heidelberg United look like they're just holding off on that change. It'll be interesting to... Oh, no, they're making it now, in fact. So, triple change here for Auckland, it looks like. Lockie Brook is on. Scorer in the quarterfinal last week. Ooh, Jesse Randall's coming off, and you could see him there as the camera did the close-up on Jesse Randall, just shaking his head there. Maybe not happy about coming off. Scored a few goals in this Australia Cup run, but he's off the field. Sam Cosgrove is on. And Louis Verstraete should be coming on as well. So, keeping an eye on the changes. Let's have a look. Looks like Brooke is on for Francois. Rogerson is off to that left wing. And Lockie Brooke will play off the right, which is his favoured position, I reckon. Meanwhile, Sam Cosgrove is on the field. The new striker for Auckland FC. English striker. You can see how tall he is, man. Number 9 for Auckland. He is on as well. Layer Center 23, is your A-League ladder prediction going to be after the transfer window closes? I know you've done one, but didn't say you would do another one. I'm definitely going to do another one, absolutely. And yes, it will be after the transfer window closes. The transfer window for the A-League men's closes in mid-September. And yeah, we usually do our final A-League ladder prediction early October. Oh, here's Cosgrove. Great chance! Well, almost a perfect start. Sam Cosgrove in behind, and Yaron Souza stepped up big time there with a save. But there we go. That's what Auckland were missing. Great movement from the striker to sneak in behind the back line there. That's the first time Heidelberg United have been breached like that, in that fashion. Cosgrove just cruising, just sneaking in behind. And here goes the long ball. Lethlean gets to it first, but Brooks there to gather it. So, it's a fresh look and attack now for Auckland. But fantastic play there. It was the two substitutes combining as well. Brooke teeing up Cosgrove. And that almost brought the first goal of the game. Looks like Louis Vestrata hasn't entered the field yet. He was being prepared earlier. So I'd expect he would come on for either Gajagos or Brimmer in the centre of the park. So this game is entering a really interesting period of time, the final 20 minutes or so. And it's still 0-0. But there's a sense that the intensity is just stepping up a little bit. The desperation is maybe growing for these two teams. The nervousness, perhaps, aware of the magnitude of this contest, an Australia Cup semi-final. Auckland FC. This is their first ever Australia Cup, and they are on the brink of the final itself. They conquered the A-League men's. They won the Premier's Plate. Can they conquer the Australia Cup? Can they be the first team from outside Australia to win the competition? Heidelberg United, can they become just the second ever NPL team to qualify for the Australia Cup final? There's so much on the line here tonight, folks. And the intensity and the excitement is just going to continue to build from here as time ticks on. So it's another 20 minutes or so left, but it could be more. If the game stays level and extra time, then after that, penalties. Hunter says, Cosgrove should be a regular starter when the league begins. I think Randall should be a regular substitute. Has potential, but not better than my opinion. Hunter, I agree 100% with what you just said. Yes. Look, Jesse Randall has been in good form this pre-season. Has scored a few goals in this Australia Cup run, but yeah, I think you look at what Sam Cosgrove brings, and you probably would have to start him, bringing him over from the UK. And Guilherme Mai has to start as well. Guilherme Mai is a top player and was very good last season. So I think those two guys, Mai and Cosgrove, be a really dangerous strike partnership next season. So Jake Brimmer's being substituted off here. Louis Vestrata coming on. That's Auckland's second substitute window now, being used as we speak. Jake Brimmer trying to work his usual magic. Fantastic passer of the ball. But unable to really influence this game enough for Auckland to make the breakthrough. Leah Center 23 says, Sydney seems like the obvious option for Murray Balotelli. I think so too, yeah. I think so too. It looks like Look, Murray Balotelli himself has stated that he's keen on a move to the A-League as Sam Cosgrove is wiped out. Challenge from Fulton. So it's just Balotelli to Sydney FC just makes the most sense. Sydney FC love to go for the big name players. That's what they're all about. And they need a new star striker. So it just all adds up for me. I don't think there's any other club that really makes sense. I mean, Melbourne Victory have already got Nikos Virgos there. Like a lot of other teams in the A-League already sort of have their striker situation sorted out. Most of them. But you're looking at Sydney FC, and that feels like it makes the most amount of sense. The other big clubs in the A-League, I mean, Melbourne Victory like to sign big-name players, but again, they've got Nikos Virgos, you know, where they would want to bring Murray Balotelli in there as well. But yeah, the Sydney FC move feels like it makes the most sense. But we don't know. That's just speculation. Hey. Marcus says, with Kispe coming in, I still would want another midfielder and a striker. As Zaverindinos should be good for third choice keeper, and Toure was brought in to replace Sega. Yeah, I mean, Alhassan Toure, a very different player to Adrian Segacic, of course. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Sydney FC do in the transfer window from here on out. De Vries long throw away by Yokokawa. I mean, the transfer window in the A-League men's competition still has just over 2 weeks remaining, but there's still... I think we're going to see a lot of moves. I think the next 2 weeks are going to be really hectic. The last week we've been doing our weekly transfer. Always, so as it punches away. Cosgrove was lurking about there. Goal kick for Heidelberg United. Yeah, we've been doing our weekly transfer recap videos here on the channel. We just put one out today, which you can check out. But not a lot of news on the A-League men's this past week. Really the only move regarding the A-League men's was Oscar Priestman departing Wanderers, and that was like a week ago. So in this past week, there hasn't really been any news regarding the A-League men's transfer news, which has been a bit unusual. But yeah, I think the next 2 weeks will be really busy. I think there's still a few teams who need to do some work. Oh, here's a chance. Heidelberg are in. Schwartz scores. Heidelberg United score. The deadlock is broken. And probably against the run of play. And again, it's their star striker, Bourgeois, who walks it into the back of the net. What happened at the back for Auckland? Oh, my goodness. Oh, no way, says Keenan. Can you believe it, says Marcus? It's 1-0. Oh, my goodness. Michael Wood, Auckland goalkeeper, looks stunned. Bourgeois has scored. Here's the replay. Yokokawa, what a ball. Oh, it's a horror show at the back. It's an absolute horror show. Dan Hall was trying to track it back. Michael Wood comes out. That is a horror mix-up. One of the best defences in the A-League last season. Haven't conceded a goal in this Australia Cup run. And Michael Wood and Dan Hall have made an absolute mess of that at the back. And it has gifted a goal in the semi-final for Heidelberg United. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This second half has really been all Auckland, isn't it? It really has been all Auckland. And in the 75th minute, this game has been flipped on its head. Heidelberg 1, Auckland FC 0. We are 15 minutes away from Heidelberg qualifying for the Australia Cup final. Wow. Can't replace Paulson, says A-League edits. Cup set, says Hunter. Just bring them into the A-League, says Keenan. Marcus says, forget Balotelli, get me Agwek or Jwach. Wow, I mean, well, what a season it has been for Bourgeois. And he's chased that one down. And look at this, the camera on Steve Corica right now, who does not look happy. He does not look happy with something or someone. Oh my goodness. Auckland FC. Well, they've already rolled the dice, Auckland. They've made those 3 changes. Now they have to have their impact. And here comes one of those subs now. It's Lockie Brook off the right. Looking for the short ball. It's not the right pass, but they've got a free kick. In a good position out wide. Wow, Heidelberg United. Are they going to do it again? Tell you what, and I tell you what, folks. If Heidelberg do go on to win tonight, it may well be. I know they're a top team. They're a fantastic team. But it may well be the biggest cup set we've ever seen. Because we should not forget, this is an Auckland FC side who won the Premier's Plate last season. And they've got a lot of the starting 11, a lot of the players who featured regularly for them last year. Scenes, says Blinkers. Absolutely. Scenes indeed. Luke says there's a free spot with West United out. Give them a license, says Luke. So here comes the free kick. De Vries with the in-swinger. Headed away by Leflian, who has been enormous tonight for Heidelberg. 78 minutes played, 1-0 to the team from MPL Victoria. What a night it has been so far. It is not done yet, though. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch-along. It is entering the crucial moments. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Support the channel, support the stream. We will be live tomorrow for semi-final number 2, Avondale, Newcastle Jets. Kick off at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Join us for the live watch-along tomorrow, Arvo. As Ailey Get It says, limbs for the Heidelberg United fans. Limbs indeed. Great celebrations there for the fans. Marcus asks, is it possible for an NPL team to play in Asia? I believe so. I mean, it hasn't happened, so we'll see. But I can't see why it wouldn't happen. They'd have to get approved for it and everything, and all that stuff. But yeah, wouldn't it be incredible? Wouldn't it be incredible? And hey, we had the Newcastle Jets fans in the chat earlier saying that they were hoping Auckland would win tonight, because if they did, that would mean if Newcastle win tomorrow, they would host the final. But hey, well, the Australia Cup final may well be sticking around in Melbourne once again. Melbourne has hosted a number of Australia Cup finals over the years. They hosted it last year. Yeah, my. Auckland FC. You can see there's a little bit more desperation now. You can see it in the Auckland FC play. Look at this, like Dan Hall, Sakai, they're really pushing up. Even the centre-backs are starting to push up pretty high here. And Heidelberg just sitting a little bit deeper. Looking to hold on to this 1-goal advantage. They are in an incredible position, the team from MPL Victoria. Wow. Relic says, as much as West Sydney Wanderers' performance was pathetic, I'd be more okay if we ended up losing to the team that wins it all. Up the burger, says Relics. Tell you what, that's one way of looking at it. Heidelberg United, they are set. They are 10 minutes away from 3 consecutive cup sets and qualifying for the Australia Cup final. This has been just a magical run for Heidelberg United. And now they just have to keep doing what they're doing for the next 10 or so minutes. Defensively, so strong. Their organisation has just been perfect. It's just been perfect. Not just tonight, but they're doing it on a regular basis. Set to feature in the Australian Championship competition later this year as well, Heidelberg United. What a year it has been for this fantastic club. One of the real special stories of 2025 in Australian football. But it is not over yet. Auckland FC, can they make a breakthrough? They've had so much possession. They've had players pushing forward, but they've struggled to make the breakthrough. Lockie Brook, again, just losing possession, a little bit sloppy there. I mean, they're knocking the ball around a lot, Auckland FC, but nothing really productive for them. De Vries is freak. Like they need something different, Auckland. It's been too one-dimensional in attack. And it's just been far too comfortable almost in defence for Heidelberg. Yaron Souza has really only been called into action maybe 1 or 2 times tonight. So with less than 10 minutes remaining now, they need to provide something different in attack because it's been too predictable from Auckland FC. They've got another free kick though. Hunter says Heidelberg United only team in the cup to have a fully clean sheet, aren't they? Yes, this year, I believe so, right? They're still going, yes. Of course. No, that's not true. Newcastle Jets. No, I'm mistaken. Newcastle Jets conceded in the round of 32. Here's the free kick. Souza doesn't claim it. There's like 4 players down in the box. And the Heidelberg United come away with it. This team's just incredible, man. This team, they just do it again and again and again. In my predictions video that I put out during the week, I was like, Heidelberg United, they're a top team, but I think Auckland FC will be too strong. I thought this was going to be the hurdle where it was just going to maybe be a little bit too much for Heidelberg. But, dude, I was mistaken. I was mistaken once again. Here comes McGowan down the left. I mean, if they score a second, it's going to be absolute scenes here for Heidelberg United. If they score a second, that pretty much seals it at this late stage. Oh, the ball's come over way too easily. Yokokawa's in. Oh, he scored! It's 2! Heidelberg United have got 2! And they are set to go through to the final. I am stunned. I am speechless. Oh my gosh, it's another goal. Yokokawa, as cool as you like. But where on earth is Auckland FC's defence? Where is that? That was horrific defending from one of the best defences in the league last season. Look how easy this was. McGowan over the top. Dan Hall is asleep. And Yokokawa has just rolled it through the legs of Michael Wood. I'm sorry, I'm just bewildered how that's ended up a goal. But Heidelberg United are up 2-0. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is crazy, says Anthony. Absolute scene, says Hunter. Bonkers, says Keenan. And game over, says Adstar. Jacko says, this is why the Australia Cup is so good. Jacko, you're spot on, mate. Oh my goodness. Yokokawa, 84th minute to make it 2-0. Unbelievable. Another change here. Howison on for Gejegos. That's the final substitution window for Auckland. Auckland just have to throw everything forward now. Auckland just have to throw the game plan out the window and just throw everyone forward. This is, I'm sorry, but horrific defensive mistakes from this team who were so good in defence in the A-League men's last season. Auckland FC's defence won them the Premier's Plate in their inaugural season. Their defence has collapsed tonight in an Australia Cup semi-final. It has collapsed tonight. 2 avoidable goals from an Auckland FC point of view conceded. De Vries whips it in. It's there for Howison. Yaron Souza. Someone give him an A-League contract again. That's a heroic save. Oh my gosh. Souza with the punch again. Ben Collins is down injured. Elliott with the header that goes wide. Oh my gosh. Well, desperation for Auckland. Yaron's, I mean, they're showing the reap. Look at the save. I mean, Yaron Souza, that is a incredible save. The diving effort. Incredible. Oh my gosh, dude. Whew. This is intense, man. This is intense, and it's got minutes left. It's got minutes left, and Heidelberg United. Another change being made here. Klassen on for Schwarz for Heidelberg. Set to come onto the field. Bourgeois, scorer of the first goal tonight. So a late change here to hopefully, for Heidelberg, see out the win. Dude, this is incredible. This is absolutely insane. This has been, for me, I don't know about you guys, but this for me has been the best Australia Cup we've ever seen. The best year in the Australia Cup we've ever had. Just the storylines, the drama, everything. It's been incredible. And this Heidelberg United team are set for, again, just, where do you start? 3 consecutive cup sets. They haven't conceded a goal. Oh, here we go, though. Rogerson forward, down the left. Here comes Logan Rogerson. Needs the support. Gets it from Verstrata. Ooh! Long range hit goes wide. Wow. Davis says Manchester United need to sign Sousa. Yeah. Anta asks, where do you feel like Western United players will go? Could see Newcastle taking one of the midfielders, maybe Bozanowski or Pasquale. Leonard supposedly has some interest from Europe. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Leonard does go to Europe, considering his potential and his age. But yeah, man, I mean, who knows? I'm sure every A-League club would love a number of those Western players. They've got some top players. As you say, they're Bozanowski. I think Thurgate. A lot of A-League clubs would love Angus Thurgate. Even someone like Matt Grimaldi, Abel Wallity as well. Hiroshi Ibasuki. Strong challenge from Idara in the middle. Ooh, Auckland FC won't be happy with that. A bit of a soft foul. We will be live tomorrow afternoon for the other semi-final. Avondale taking on Newcastle Jets. Make sure to join us for that one. G'day, Nama. Joining us here in the live chat. Sam says Auckland had one job, Lockie, and they failed. Well, I guess if we win, guess I'll have to look at booking flights to Melbourne, says Sam. Of course, Sam, being a Jets fan, yes, man. I mean, obviously they've got a big test tomorrow against Avondale. I mean, we could potentially, guys, get an all-NPL Victoria Australia Cup final. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? We're about to enter injury time. Dude, and I'll tell you what, well, there we go, we've got 5 minutes. I was going to say it probably won't be much, but we do have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Auckland, it's going to be an absolute miracle for them to come back from here. What time tomorrow? Southstar, the semi-final tomorrow is 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. So make sure to join our live watch along for that one as well, because I'm sure that one will have plenty of drama. 2-0, and the minutes are ticking by, the seconds are ticking by, 5 minutes added on total. Auckland need everything to go right for them here. Look at the supporters. Look at the supporters on the sideline, man. Look at what it means for them. Dude, look at the supporters. All the supporters are heading towards the fence. Are they going to, I wonder what's going to happen here at full time. There's a lot of supporters that we're heading right to the fences on the sideline now. 1 minute has expired out of 5 total. Headed away by De Vries. Howison heads it up again. Cosgrove. Brook. Auckland just have to go forward here. They just have to go forward. That's a really nice play, but there's Fulton with the interception. Brilliant. Heidelberg United still pretty keen to get some numbers forward, but there's De Vries with the challenge. Back and forth, and Heidelberg get the throw. Oh, dude, ultimately, it's the same story again. Auckland just haven't been good enough tonight. It feels just like the Wanderers game. It feels pretty similar to the Wellington game too for Heidelberg United, but Yeah. 2 late changes here for Heidelberg as well. Nyor is off. Dow is on. Sabit Nyor on loan from Central Coast Mariners. And Rafi is on to replace Lesiotis, who is on a yellow card this game. So this is it for Auckland. They've got a free kick. They're going to take it quickly. They've got 2.5 minutes left. They have to take it now. Wow. Two minutes left now in injury time. De Vries has to get this delivery perfect. To be fair, De Vries, his deliveries have been a bit off tonight. Cross is deep. It's towards Cosgrove. It's bouncing around and it's cleared away. Oh my gosh, dude. And on the counter-attack, Heidelberg United have won the ball here. How have they done this again? Dude, they're so good on the counter-attack. They've done it again tonight. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is it, dude. It's over, dude. It's over. Just over a minute left. Callan Elliott can't get it going forward. This really has been a very, very poor performance from Auckland FC. It's been so subpar. It's probably one of their worst performances in their short club history so far. It's been a very, very poor performance from Auckland FC. And it's been a very strong defensive showing from Heidelberg United. And on the counter-attack, just lethal. Auckland FC make the mistakes and Heidelberg United capitalise. It's as simple as that. Take nothing away from Heidelberg United, of course. They deserve to be in this position. They deserve to be in the Australia Cup final. And in behind once again is Dow. Oh, it's just wide. Oh, dude, the scenes if that went in. The scenes if that went in, dude. Make it 3, says Leo Senna. I almost did. Oh my gosh, dude. The seconds are ticking on. I mean, Auckland just knocking it around. They need to get it forward. They've run out of time. Heidelberg United are through to the Australia Cup final. What a performance. 2-0 win. 2 goals in the second half. Auckland FC crashed out in the semi-finals in their first ever Australia Cup. What a game. And what scenes here for Heidelberg United. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable, dude. It's happened again. It's another cup set. 3 consecutive A-League sides knocked out here by Heidelberg United in the cup. They are through to the final. Amazing, says A-League Edits. Go NPL, says Tay Burns. Oh my gosh. Heidelberg to win. As Star says, he picked it, Heidelberg to win. And they did it in the end, once again. And I tell you what, dude. It doesn't matter who they're coming up against in the final. Avondale, Newcastle Jets. It feels like at this stage that Heidelberg are just favourites. It feels like that they are favourites to win this thing. Incredible. Not only have they knocked out another A-League side in Auckland FC, they've knocked out the reigning A-League premiers. This is a top team with some incredible players. I mean, you look at Dan Hall, Hiroki Sakai, Louis Vestrate coming on, Guillermo Mai, Logan Rogerson. Auckland FC were fielding a very strong team once again tonight. And they've been outclassed by Heidelberg United. Too good. Deserved for Heidelberg, says Blinkers. Deserved indeed. Well deserved. Again, Auckland were just really poor tonight in the end. In attack, they were unable to really break through at all. Yaron Souza called into action at the death there in the end, but aside from that, Heidelberg United had things covered at the back. Their defensive plan, their structure was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And they go through to the final. Auckland FC crashed out in the semi-finals. We will be live tomorrow afternoon for semi-final number 2, Avondale taking on Newcastle Jets. So join us for that one tomorrow. Very much looking forward to that game. I'm expecting even more goals in that game too. We've got 2 highest scoring teams in semi-final number 2. Put them in the A-League, says Anthony. Where would the final be, asks Sam. Well, we don't know. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Whether it will be, if Heidelberg United, if they, Football Australia decide that they host it, we don't know. Or whether they even decide to play it at Amy Park. I could see that happening as well. So we have to wait and see. Burgess going to cook tomorrow, says Ailey Edits. I mean, he's been in good form of late for Newcastle, Max Burgess. But what a performance tonight for Heidelberg United. They are through to the final. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out and join us tomorrow afternoon for our semi-final watch-along. Avondale FC taking on Newcastle Jets. Thanks, guys, for watching on. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.